Listen, a high-value woman doesn't beg for attention. She commands respect, not with loud words, but with calm confidence. When she talks to a man, she doesn't plead for love. She sets the tone. She knows her worth, and her voice reflects it. Confidence over desperation is one of the most powerful shifts any woman can make when it comes to love, relationships, and communication. When a woman operates from confidence, she no longer feels the need to chase someone's approval, validation, or time. She knows who she is, what she brings to the table, and what she deserves. So she stops running after people who aren't willing to meet her at her level. Confidence is magnetic because it communicates that her value is not determined by anyone else's opinion. It is something she already carries within herself. Desperation, on the other hand, pushes people away. When someone is desperate, it can be felt in their words, actions, and energy. They overtext, overgive, and overexplain because they fear losing the other person. This creates an imbalance. The relationship becomes about proving worth rather than building a healthy connection. Confidence flips this script. A confident woman doesn't fear being alone because she knows that her peace is more valuable than a half-hearted relationship. She is willing to wait for the right person rather than force something with the wrong one. Confidence allows a woman to express her needs without guilt. Instead of staying silent to keep someone happy, she communicates clearly and respectfully, trusting that the right man will appreciate her honesty. Desperation often leads to ignoring red flags just to hold on to a relationship. But confidence sees those red flags as a signal to step back. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about honoring herself enough to say, this does not align with my standards. When a woman stands in confidence, she becomes more attractive because she creates space for a man to step up. Instead of chasing, she inspires pursuit. Her energy says, I know what I want, and I know what I deserve. That strength draws in partners who are serious, intentional, and willing to give the same level of effort she gives. Desperation, however, tends to attract takers, people who sense her willingness to settle and take advantage of it. Living with confidence also changes how a woman views rejection. Instead of seeing it as a personal failure, she sees it as redirection, a sign that this person was not meant for her. Desperation clings to rejection, trying to fix or force what is broken. Confidence moves forward gracefully, trusting that what is meant for her cannot pass her by. Most importantly, confidence over desperation is a form of self-love. It means prioritizing mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being over temporary comfort. It means saying, I deserve more and meaning it. When a woman lives this way, she not only transforms her romantic life, but every relationship in her world, friendships, family, and even her career. People treat her the way she treats herself. And when she treats herself like someone valuable, the world responds accordingly. Choosing confidence over desperation is not about arrogance or pride. It's about balance. It's about understanding that love should add to your life, not drain it. It's about knowing that you are the prize and the right person will recognize it without you having to beg them to see it. Clear communication is one of the most powerful tools a woman can use in building healthy, fulfilling relationships. When a woman communicates clearly, she removes the need for guessing games, confusion, and unnecessary drama. She knows that her words have power, and she uses them with purpose, not to manipulate, not to impress, but to express. Clear communication is not about talking all the time. It's about saying the right things in the right way. It's about expressing feelings, expectations, and boundaries honestly and calmly so the person listening knows exactly where she stands. In many relationships, problems don't come from lack of love, but from lack of clarity. When thoughts and emotions are left unspoken, assumptions take over. This is where misunderstandings grow, leading to frustration, resentment, and distance. A woman who values clear communication does not allow that space to grow. She speaks up when something matters to her, even if it's uncomfortable. She knows that staying silent just to avoid conflict will only create a bigger problem later. Clear communication is not about being aggressive or harsh. It's about being honest but respectful. It means saying what you need without tearing the other person down. It means expressing disappointment without turning it into a personal attack. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," she might say, "I feel unheard when I talk and don't get a response." This approach invites connection instead of defensiveness. When a woman practices clear communication, she also listens as much as she talks. Communication is not one-sided. It's an exchange. She listens with patience and curiosity, not just waiting for her turn to speak. This helps her understand the other person's perspective before she responds. Listening doesn't mean agreeing with everything. It means respecting that the other person has their own feelings and experiences. Clear communication also eliminates the need for games. A confident woman does not drop hints or expect someone to read her mind. She understands that healthy love is built on transparency, not guessing. If she wants more quality time, she says so. If she feels hurt by something, she shares that too. By speaking directly, she sets the tone for an honest relationship where both people can feel safe being themselves. Another key part of clear communication is consistency. It's not enough to communicate only when things go wrong. She communicates when things go right too. She shows appreciation. She expresses gratitude, and she acknowledges effort. This positive communication strengthens the bond and reminds both partners why they chose each other in the first place. When a woman uses clear communication, she protects her own emotional health. She avoids carrying unnecessary anger, resentment, or confusion because she doesn't let things sit and build up. She addresses issues when they arise and then lets them go. This creates peace for her and for the relationship. Most importantly, clear communication builds trust. When a man knows she will speak honestly, he feels safe being open too. This mutual openness leads to deeper intimacy, stronger emotional connection, and fewer misunderstandings. Over time, it creates a relationship where both people can grow together without fear of judgment or rejection. Clear communication is an act of love. Love for yourself and love for the relationship. It's a commitment to honesty, respect, and emotional clarity. It's the choice to replace confusion with understanding and silence with truth. A woman who communicates clearly doesn't just talk. She builds bridges. She creates a space where two people can meet each other fully, without masks, without guessing, and without fear. No games, no settling is a powerful mindset that separates women who know their worth from those who allow circumstances or fear to control their love lives. Playing games might feel exciting for a moment, but it creates confusion, distrust, and emotional chaos. When a woman chooses honesty and authenticity over manipulation, she creates a foundation for a real connection. She understands that a strong relationship cannot grow in an environment where both people are guessing what the other one feels. She refuses to use silence to punish, mixed signals to test someone's interest, or jealousy to get attention. Instead, she values straightforwardness because she knows that clarity attracts the right person and filters out the wrong ones. Game playing often comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of losing someone, fear of being too vulnerable. A high-value woman decides to face that fear head-on rather than hide behind tactics. She would rather express how she feels and risk rejection than manipulate someone into staying. She knows that a relationship built on mind games is fragile and exhausting. Love should feel peaceful, not like a competition or a constant test. She sets the tone by being genuine, and this encourages her partner to do the same. Refusing to settle is equally important. Settling means accepting less than what you truly want or deserve simply because you are afraid nothing better will come along. This is one of the most common ways people sabotage their own happiness. A woman who refuses to settle is patient. She understands that waiting for the right person is not wasted time. It's an investment in her future. She uses that time to grow, to heal, and to prepare herself for the kind of love she wants. Refusing to settle does not mean expecting perfection. It means knowing your non-negotiables and standing by them. It means not ignoring red flags just because someone seems good enough or because you feel pressured by time or outside opinions. She knows that being single is far better than being in the wrong relationship. She is willing to walk away from situations that drain her, confuse her, or disrespect her. Living with this mindset changes how a woman carries herself. She becomes more selective, not in an arrogant way, but in a wise way. She stops entertaining people who only offer temporary attention, late-night texts, or half-hearted effort. She doesn't allow herself to become someone's option when she deserves to be a priority. This confidence radiates and attracts partners who respect her time, energy, and standards. No games, no settling also requires courage. It means having difficult conversations, saying no when something doesn't feel right, and sometimes walking away from someone you care about because they cannot meet you where you are. It is not always easy, but it is always worth it. Every time she chooses authenticity over manipulation and self-respect over fear, she strengthens her ability to build a love that is healthy and lasting. Ultimately, this mindset leads to freedom. Freedom from drama, freedom from uncertainty, freedom from constantly questioning where you stand with someone. Instead of living in a cycle of confusion, you live in clarity. Instead of constantly lowering your standards, you hold them high until the right person meets them. And when that person does arrive, the relationship feels natural and secure because it was built on honesty, respect, and mutual effort. Attraction, not chasing, is a mindset that changes the entire way a woman approaches relationships. When a woman understands the power of attraction, she stops wasting her energy running after someone who is not showing effort. She realizes that real love should flow naturally, not feel like a constant pursuit. Chasing someone often creates imbalance. One person is always giving, calling, planning, and trying, while the other person sits back and enjoys the attention without putting in much effort. This leaves the woman drained and often feeling unappreciated. Attraction is different. Attraction is about being magnetic. It is about embodying confidence, peace, and self-worth so deeply that the right person feels drawn to her presence without her needing to beg or overexert herself. Chasing usually comes from fear. Fear that if she doesn't try hard enough, the person will lose interest. Fear that she must earn love by proving her value. Fear that being patient means she might end up alone. But a woman who understands attraction knows that what is meant for her will come to her. She trusts timing and trusts that the right man will step forward without her having to pull him. This doesn't mean she does nothing. She still communicates, shows interest, and gives effort, but she does it in a balanced way. She doesn't sacrifice her self-respect, her priorities, or her dignity just to keep someone around. Attraction works because it allows space. Space for the man to pursue, space for him to show his interest, space for the relationship to grow naturally. When a woman is too busy chasing, she leaves no room for the other person to step up. She does all the emotional labor, and eventually she ends up resenting it. But when she focuses on attraction, she invests her energy into becoming the best version of herself. She works on her confidence, her goals, her appearance, her mindset, her peace. She glows from the inside out, and that glow is what pulls the right person closer. Attraction is about alignment. It means not running after someone who is emotionally unavailable, inconsistent, or unready. It means letting go of people who send mixed signals or keep her guessing. She knows that love should not be confusing. If a man truly wants to be with her, his actions will make it clear. She doesn't spend sleepless nights overthinking or trying to decode every text. Instead, she observes, she listens, and she allows people to reveal who they really are. Living with this mindset also creates self-respect. When a woman stops chasing, she stops tolerating breadcrumbs of affection. She no longer settles for a maybe when she deserves a yes. She becomes more selective with her time and energy, which means she attracts higher quality relationships. People who truly want her will rise to the occasion because they see that she values herself. This approach also removes desperation from the equation. Desperation repels, attraction draws near. Desperation says, I need you to feel complete. Attraction says, I am already complete and you are welcome to add to my life if you are aligned with me. That difference in energy is what makes her irresistible. The right man will be excited to pursue her, not because she begged for his attention, but because her presence inspires him to show up fully. Attraction, not chasing, is ultimately about balance and faith. It is about believing that the right connection will never require you to lose yourself to keep it alive. It is about choosing to live with joy, confidence, and standards so that love finds you in the right way. And when it does, it feels mutual, effortless, and fulfilling, exactly as it should. Kind but firm boundaries are one of the strongest signs of self-respect and emotional maturity. They are not about being cold, harsh, or distant. They are about protecting your peace while still allowing love and connection to flourish. When a woman sets boundaries with kindness, she is saying, this is how I need to be treated in order to feel safe and respected. It is an invitation for healthy interaction, not a punishment or a wall meant to shut people out. Many women fear setting boundaries because they worry it will push people away. But the truth is, boundaries do not chase away the right people. They actually attract them. The right man will respect her limits and appreciate her honesty, while the wrong man will reveal himself by resisting, ignoring, or criticizing them. In that sense, boundaries act as a filter, saving her time and emotional energy. Kindness is key because boundaries delivered with anger or hostility often create conflict instead of understanding. A kind but firm boundary might sound like, I enjoy spending time with you, but I need advance notice before we make plans, or I care about you, but I won't tolerate being spoken to disrespectfully. These statements are calm and respectful, but they are also clear. There is no confusion about what is acceptable and what is not. Firmness is equally important because boundaries that are not enforced are just suggestions. When a woman sets a boundary but allows it to be crossed repeatedly, she sends the message that her words don't carry weight. A firm boundary means that there are consequences if it is ignored. For example, if she says she will not continue a conversation if voices are raised, she follows through by stepping away when it happens. This consistency teaches others how to treat her and reinforces her self-respect. Boundaries also create emotional safety within a relationship. They prevent resentment from building up because issues are addressed in real time rather than ignored. Without boundaries, a woman may find herself overextending, overgiving, and constantly sacrificing her own needs just to keep someone happy. This eventually leads to burnout, frustration, and emotional distance. But when she has clear limits, she can give from a place of abundance rather than depletion. Another benefit of kind but firm boundaries is that they inspire mutual respect. When a woman honors her own needs, she encourages others to do the same. A healthy partner will not only respect her boundaries, but will feel safe enough to share his own. This creates a relationship dynamic where both people can thrive without fear of judgment or control. Boundaries are also a reflection of self-worth. A woman who values herself will not tolerate toxic behavior, inconsistency, or emotional neglect. She understands that saying no to the wrong situation creates space for the right one. Each time she reinforces her boundaries, she strengthens her confidence and her trust in herself. Ultimately, kind but firm boundaries are a form of love for self and love for the relationship. They protect what is sacred, her peace, her time, her emotional well-being. They ensure that the connection she builds with someone is based on mutual respect rather than sacrifice or fear, and they allow her to show up fully in a relationship, knowing that she is honoring herself every step of the way. Standards speak louder than words because they show people who you are without you needing to explain it over and over. A woman with strong standards does not have to constantly tell someone how she expects to be treated. Her actions, choices, and behavior make it clear. Standards are like a silent language. They communicate what is acceptable and what is not, what she will allow in her life and what she will not entertain. When a woman consistently lives by her standards, she teaches others how to treat her simply by the way she treats herself. Having standards is not about being demanding or difficult. It is about clarity. A woman who knows her standards is not confused about what she wants in a relationship. She does not settle for almost right situations or tolerate behavior that disrespects her. She does not say yes when she really means no. Her standards act as a guide, helping her make decisions that align with her values. For example, if one of her standards is honesty, she does not make excuses for someone who lies to her. If her standard is respect, she does not remain in environments where she is belittled or ignored. The power of standards is that they create consistency. When a woman says she values respect but allows people to speak to her disrespectfully, her words lose power. People notice when there's a gap between what someone says and what they actually do. That is why living by standards matters more than just talking about them. The moment she follows through on her boundaries and standards, others begin to understand that she is serious about them. Standards also save time and energy. They help a woman recognize when a situation is not right for her much faster. Instead of spending months trying to change someone who does not meet her needs, she can calmly step away and wait for someone who naturally aligns with her values. This is not about expecting perfection, but about refusing to lower the bar so much that she loses herself in the process. A woman with strong standards also becomes more confident. Each time she chooses to walk away from what is beneath her standards, she reinforces her self-worth. She is reminded that she does not have to beg for love, attention, or respect. She is worthy of it by being who she is. This confidence makes her presence powerful. The right man will feel her energy and rise to meet her level because he knows she will not accept less. Another important thing about standards is that they protect emotional well-being. Many women experience heartbreak, not because love is painful, but because they ignored their own standards for too long. They accepted poor treatment, inconsistency, or dishonesty in the hope that things would change. When a woman holds firm to her standards, she avoids unnecessary heartbreak because she does not entertain people who show her early on that they cannot meet her needs. Most importantly, standards speak louder than words because they inspire respect. People respect what you respect. When a woman respects herself enough to enforce her standards, others follow suit. The right partner will appreciate her clarity because it removes confusion and builds trust. The wrong partner will fall away because he cannot meet the level of effort required. And that is exactly the point. Standards are not meant to isolate her. They are meant to guide her toward what is healthy, fulfilling, and aligned with her purpose. They are not meant to scare people off. They are meant to attract the ones who are truly ready. When a woman lives by her standards, she no longer needs to argue, convince, or beg. Her actions do the talking, and the world listens.